Hi, I'm Choi. I'm going to show a new preliminary laboratory experiment on rip current. First, I'm going to show a rip current event of large scale and semi-transient rip current of Haeundae Beach in South Korea, and some references on rip current generated at the end of breaking wave crests. Second, I'm going to show the present experimental setup and some preliminary result from the experiment of NEARSHORE current induced by transverse phase differences. And finally, I'm going to talk about some discussions and future work, including limitations. This slide shows a rip current event of the Haeundae Beach. And the Haeundae coast of South Korea is very famous for its beautiful beach, but the rip current is now a notorious phenomenon in this beach. Because of rip current, more than 100 people are rescued every summer. And the rip current is a large-scale and semi-transient rip current caused by successive ends of wave crest pattern. Sometimes we call it a honeycomb wave crest pattern rather than caused by the sandbar gap topography. The rip current seams developed along the cross-shore line area in the honeycomb wave crest pattern, which are generated in shallow water when two wave trains propagate with slightly different wave direction, which is interference pattern. The transverse phase difference wave pattern, which is honeycomb pattern, can be formed by the transformation of incident swells or waves over submerged shore and ridge of the Haeundae coast. The Haeundae rip current can be explained by using the mechanism of the velocity generation due to the ends of breaking wave crest that has been studied by many researchers. Recently, a laboratory experiment was conducted to observe rip currents formed between the ends of breaking wave crest by using the wave generation method of pseudo-intersecting wave trains. In this method, regular waves were generated by running two parts of wave maker with out of phase. The original intersecting wave trains were generated by regular waves with the same wave period and slightly different wave directions. The figure shows phonave result. Left panel shows the original intersecting wave trains, and the right panel shows the pseudo-intersecting wave trains. They are almost the same in terms of wave dispersion, mean surface distribution, wave height, and velocity field, even in the different wave condition. In this study, we are focusing on the pseudo-intersecting wave trains that can have various transverse phase differences. They could be formed in the field by the transformation of long crest waves propagating over a specific change of topography in an intermediate water depth. For example, a submerged semi-infinity straight seamount range parallel to the shoreline. In other words, long crest wave train can be divided into two wave trains with transverse phase differences because of different wave speeds over the ends of the submerged structure. The laboratory experiment was conducted in the wave basin in 40-meter length, 30-meter wide, 1.2 meter depth with the transversely constant bathymetry, which has an equilibrium beach slope according to an empirical function based on Dean's theory. Two groups of wavemaker panels were operated with out of phase in the transverse direction to produce successive ends of the wave crest. The video cameras were installed on the ceiling of the laboratory, 8 meters high, from the basin bottom to record the motion of particles. In the figure, the red-colored boxes are the range of video camera images. They are 17 meter length and 14 meter wide, and they are modified by also rectification process. The evolutions of nearshore current were observed by using the wave generation with 180-degree and 120-degree transverse phase differences. This slide shows two movie clips. Left movie is the case with 180-degree phase difference, and right movie is the case with 120-degree phase difference. To observe the wave-induced current, we scattered the whole plastic balls of approximately 1,000 particles before wave generation, and we release also about 1,000 particles continuously at the shoreline after wave generation. In both cases, wave currents were developed through the transient area of two wave trains with transverse phase differences as the node area of the intersecting wave trains. The transient area in the 120-degree case was off the node of 180-degree case, as always was not as clear as that of the 180-degree case. In the 120-degree case, the recurrent was relatively weak because of the opposing wave crunch interaction. This slide has two LSPIV results showing 180 seconds, which is 3 minutes average velocity vector and vorticity. The left panel is the case with 180-degree phase difference, and the right panel is the case with 120-degree phase difference. A strong recurrent evolves even in the transverse phase difference less than 180 degree, which is out of phase case. The under 180 degree transverse phase difference case involves the unbalanced diffraction effect, the opposing wave current interaction, etc. Discussions. We think there has been no laboratory experiment on rip currents that evolved due to the interaction of vorticity generated at the ends of breaking wave crest. So the laboratory measurement might be useful in validating numerical models. Limitations. The present laboratory experiment has limitations in the Bohr-dominated region because we cannot distinguish between white forms particles, and in a small-scale turbulent motion because of the camera, and also rectification. Future work. We will conduct more experiments with various phase differences by using the optical flow method at SPIV and particle tracking method. Also, we will compare them with the numerical model result. That's it. Thank you.